Hey guys, this is Graham Matthews with Empower My Intuition. This is the second video in the series on ultimate self-confidence in A-level chemistry. So, quick disclaimer, this video is not for you if you are flicking through the YouTube channel looking for funny videos to watch, or if you're happy with the course grade that you have, or if you believe you have ultimate self-confidence. However, this video is for you if you're looking to spend your time a little bit more wisely and you're thinking, yes, I want to learn how to have ultimate self-confidence in my A-level chemistry course or any A-level course so that I can earn the true potential on my UCAS exam or on my final exam, and you're willing to put the work in, then this is the video that you want to watch. So this video is about using the G.R.O.W model to help you move from being less self-confident to more self-confident by getting a really clear picture on what you want. So if you're interested in learning ultimate self-confidence, watching the second part of the video, then keep on watching. Okay, so the very first thing we need to do is we need to have a look at our goals. Now, I'm taking a guess that you may have heard of the term goal before and actually done a goal setting exercise at GCSE. You know, it's something like, what A levels do you want to take? Or what university do you want to attend? Or what do you want to study? Or what do you want to do with your life? And this is basically a really watered down discussion of goals. Doesn't really help us out too much. So let's have a little closer look then at what a goal is. What we're going to do is talk about four different things. We can talk about a desired state, an ultimate goal, a performance goal, and a progress goal. So what we need to do is have a discussion which is a bit more in depth on goals than you probably covered at GCSE. I'm taking a guess at GCSE you did the goal setting workshop at the end of year 11. You know, when you're picking your A-level subjects, the teacher probably said, right, what A-level subjects do you want to take? What university do you want to attend? What subject do you want to study at university? And the classic question, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? So this is good for the GCSE level, but if we're talking about developing ultimate self-confidence in A-level chemistry or in any A-level for that, we need to get really, really clear on what we're trying to do here. So what we need to do is have a foundation that we can build the self-confidence upon. All right, so having said that, if I take a look at a goal really, think of it as a ladder, if you would. At the very top of the ladder, you have your desired state. Your desired state is the big picture. Like at the end of your life, what do you want to have achieved? This is the big picture, the desired state. And we talked about states in the previous video. Below the desired state is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is what are you aiming to achieve? Below that on the goal ladder would be a performance goal. Now a performance goal is what will you deliver? And below that, this is the one that you're actually probably most comfortable with or have heard of the most. This is a progress goal. Now a progress goal is, you know, the cliched SMART goal. You know, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So think then of a goal as a ladder, and at the very top is the desired state, below that is the ultimate goal, below that is the performance goal, and below that is the progress goal. And so what you're aiming to do in this video is you're aiming to move up the ladder, progress, performance goals, ultimate goal, until you reach the desired state. Let me tell you a story which hopefully will clarify the goal setting ladder and show you how to move from progress goals to performance goals, ultimate goals, and a desired state. A while back, I had a student. Her name was Fatima, and she came to work with me. You know, I was tutoring her one-on-one. And she's a very bright young woman, but we had to work on this goal setting scenario to begin with to get really, really clear on what she wanted. All right, because it's the usual, well, I want A star, A star, A star, and I want to become a doctor. So I asked her, I said, well, Fatima, you know, what is your desired state? We went through this process. And she said, well, my desired state is I want to be a cardiothoracic surgeon working in a London hospital. I'm like, wow. I mean, you know, really, really clear on what she wanted. She wanted to be a cardiothoracic surgeon, and she wanted to work in a top London hospital. This was her desired state. This was at the end of her days, at the end of her career as a doctor. If she had achieved this, then this would be a desired state for Fatima. Now, having said that, I said to her, well, what's the ultimate goal? Like, you know, take it down a notch. Here's your desired state. Come down a notch. What's the ultimate goal? She said, well, the ultimate goal, if she wanted to be a top cardiothoracic surgeon working in a top London hospital, then she would have to be top of her class in medical school. I said, right. I said, so what is your performance goal? If you wanted to get into the medical school of choice and become top of the class, which is your ultimate goal, what is your performance goal? Take it down a notch. And she said, well, my performance goal is that I would have to get into the university of my choice. And so you see now what she's doing is that she's getting a lot of clarity, because she's got the university of choice, going into medical school of choice, becoming top of her class in medical school, working at a top London hospital, being a cardiothoracic surgeon. I think it's something like 12 years of residency that you'll have to do in order to become one of these cardiothoracic surgeons. Then we talked about performance goals. Now, a performance goal is what are you going to deliver? And Fatima said, well, if I wanted to be in the top of my class at the medical school of my choice, I'd have to do two things. Number one is I'd have to get into the university of my choice. And number two, I'd have to get the grades like A star, A star, A star, or A star, A star, A on my A-level exams, so that I can be eligible, I can be accepted into the university of my choice. Now, you see, what we've got here is that we have a lot of clarity coming, but it's still at the very top level, isn't it? It's at the desired state, it's at the ultimate goal, it's at the performance goal. I said, right then, I said, what is your progress goals? Like, what's the SMART goals that you can do in order to achieve the performance goals? She's like, well, you know, I could get, or I should get A stars in my final. If I want an A star on my final exam, I've got to be having an A on my UCAS exam, which means I also have to have an A in my year 13 mark book grade. So I need to get A's on my end of unit tests in year 13 and also in year 12. And, you know, I need to make sure that my homework sets are perfect and I understand everything that's going on and attend subject tutorial. Ask all the questions. In other words, be the model student that I would need to be in order to get the A star, A star, A star at the A levels, so I can go to the university of my choice, so that I can go to medical school of my choice, and then become top of my class in medical school, and then work at a top London hospital, being a cardiothoracic surgeon. Now, this gave Fatima an awful lot of clarity, and it gave her a really distinct edge. Now, by the way, she did obtain the marks that she needed in order to get the acceptance into the top university of her choice, and I'm more than confident that she will be top of her class in medical school, and she probably will be working at a top London hospital as a cardiothoracic surgeon. Now, having said that, this is the overlay of what you need to do to move up the goal setting ladder. Now, on the side of the video, here are the questions that you need to be asking yourself. So rather than me read out the questions, okay, I put them on the side of the video for each one, the top 3 questions for each section: the desired state, the ultimate goal, the performance goal, and the progress goal, so that you get a really clear picture of the goals that you want to achieve. Now, once you've done this, you build a really firm foundation which sets you apart from all the other A-level students, because you have a really clear picture of what you need to do as a progress goal that's going to lead you into a performance goal, the ultimate goal, and the desired state, and it's going to build in the motivation and the self-confidence that you need. This is the G in the G.R.O.W model. Now, as I mentioned before in the first video, the G.R.O.W model is actually, it's something which is used by life coaches. It's something that's used by executive coaches, for people that are willing to pay lots and lots of money, like hundreds of pounds an hour, to figure this out and actually be walked through the G.R.O.W model. So the R in the G.R.O.W model then is reality. Yes, it's really good having all of these goals written down on a piece of paper, and, you know, like the typical vision board. I've got my goals figured out, I've got my life planned out, what career I want, what university I want to go to, what I want to study, what A-levels I have to take, what grades I need to get, what I need to do, and then reality hits. Now, reality is nothing more than a feedback loop. So what the reality is yes, you need to assess the situation. Now, you need to be really critical, not negative and putting yourself down, but really critical and honest with yourself and say, yes, feedback loop, it's really good that I need to have an A star in A-level chemistry, but I pulled a C or a B on the UCAS exam. My mark book grade's a B. I'm not doing too well on the end of unit tests. You know, they seem to be hit and miss. I get this one, don't get this one. So this then, if you spend a minute, if you pause and you just look at the current situation as is and say, this is the reality of my situation right now, this is where I am, and this is what I need to be, it will allow you to see what changes you need to make in order to make these goals not be a dream, but actually become reality that you want, actually become the desired state. Okay, so what you need to do is feel really comfortable putting yourself into a feedback loop. For example, last year I took up running and I ended up running 10Ks. Well, how did I do that? Well, simple. Got an app for my iPhone, researched on the internet, got a really good pair of quality running shoes. I think they're like Nikes. And I couldn't run 10K on the very first day, but the app that I got allowed me to assess, you know, my heart rate, my body mass, all the data. And then it gave you a plan, and it said, right, if you have this percentage body fat, this body mass, this is your heart rate, this is how fit you are, well then, this is where I am now. I said, yes, Graham, this is where I am now, and this is where you want to be. Well then, this is the steps you need to take. And by putting myself in a feedback loop, and every week checking in, all right, wait, taking my mass, got to be scientific, taking my mass every week, checking in, putting the data into the app, all of a sudden, I was running 1K, 2K, 3, 5Ks. Running a 5K was easy. And then you think, well, just carry on going. And then before you know it, you was running a 10K. Every Sunday, I was running a 10K. So, point being is that for the reality bit, what you need to do is be really, really critical and assess yourself. Don't have to tell anybody. Assess the current situation and get a really clear picture of where you are. Now, the O in the G.R.O.W model is options. Now, we always have options. And so what you need to do is have a think, what can I do to improve my situation? If you're not happy with If you're not happy with the grades in the end of unit tests or your mark book grade, if you're not on track to get the grade that you want to get into the university of your choice, well then what are you going to do about it? You got to take ownership. So you're thinking, could I hire a private tutor? Would that help me understand the course material a bit better? Could I attend subject tutorial once a week with my teacher and make sure that I understand all the concepts? Could I go over my homework sets one more time, possibly take them down to subject tutorial and make sure I get all the concepts? Could I form a study group, work with other students, and make sure that they keep me motivated each week, and maybe they explain something in a slightly different way? So what I'm getting at then is, for options, you need to think creatively, and you need to come down with, need to write down a set of options, choices that you have in order to attain the goal that you want. Now, the W in the G.R.O.W model then is, what will you do? Okay. Really great to have all these options. For example, I had a student that worked with me and he came up with this matrix of a timetable. It was all color-coded down to each half hour. He'd only have 6 hours of sleep a day, and he'd, study this A level at this time in the morning and do these past paper questions, and this A level and read this section of the book, and so on and so forth. And it was a really nice timetable, but the problem is it had all the options in there, but was it something which he was willing to do? Could it be sustainable? Like, you could possibly do it for a week, but for 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row, possibly not. So you do need to stop and have a think and go, right, what am I willing to do? Like, maybe on a Saturday evening, you enjoy sitting down and watching Netflix or Amazon. Well then, there's no point you saying, I'm going to be studying all Saturday evening, because you know it's not going to be sustainable after a couple of weeks. So what we've done in this video is we've gone through the G.R.O.W model. Now, the G.R.O.W model is used by life coaches and executive coaches, and they use it with the coaching clients to pay hundreds of pounds an hour to go through this. And what it does is it allows you to get clarity on the situation that you're in. So you get a set of goals, you see the reality, you see the options, and you see what you're willing to do. Now, the reason why I put this into this video series is because it allows you to start moving from the present state over to the desired state. It gives you a pathway that you can follow, a realistic pathway that will allow you to move up the goal setting ladder and actually achieve the desired state that you want. So in video 3, what we'll do is we'll talk about how to dissolve once and for all those limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Having said that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.